Happy Thursday. Let's see, what are we doing today? Tests. We're working on tests. Let's do a little warm up. I think there's only one test left to convert. That would be this one. Tests, what are those? What do we have here? These are different on the server and client. So we will pass in a, what did we call it? Out of date client DB. Grab one of those. That will become our test context. And we get rid of those. Give that a save. Rename test context. It's too much typing. So we are expecting what here? Database created stream. Interesting. Are we... What is this test? Tests DB sync if stream error with not found. Okay. With stream error sounds better. So we run the async manager. That's fine. Now we need the... This is the same event, isn't it? Database is stream, database is stream. Database is stream event. Great. Get rid of those. This goes here. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Oh, this just goes away because it becomes tc dot relative database path, db path. Great. What's next? tc dot get databases and database info. Get databases event, await databases info event. Database updates, interesting. We send a not found. And this should be true. Okay. And we want to keep this. Yes. We send not found. Okay, good, good. What is this? Databases info. Oh, yes, then it needs to ask for that. Okay. 5 errors. Wow. What have I done? They're not here. Oh, I was doing something last night. Oh, yeah. Context. Okay. Data plane. Interesting. And this one we don't care. Okay. So that's right. I was adding a shutdown facilities so that we could shut it down. I was going to use, let's see, what IDE is it? This is an IDE called Zed. Z-E-D. Broadcast. Sync broadcast. So we have broadcast or watch. Both would work. I'm leaning towards trying broadcast. Okay. Right. Not to be confused with the Zed's Dead, the EDM group. Absolutely. They do not write software editors. All right. So we are expecting broadcast receiver. This is Tokyo Sync broadcast. Great. Down TX, shut down RX is equal to Tokyo. No, let's just say broadcast channel capacity of 1, please. Table for 1. Now we need to keep this. And all right. Now we're down to 3 errors. Nice here. Where is this? Run. In data plane. So just to refresh my memory, data plane lib. This is called from main, isn't it? That's right. It doesn't look like this looks like I just took a main function and called it run and dropped it in lib.rs, which is exactly what I did. Okay. That's funny. Here we want to pass it some information so that we can shut it down later. In fact, oh, goodness. My Vim fingers are not working today. So if we get a Control C, let's just toss a fix me on here. Two errors. Fascinating. Expected unit. What? Oh, looks like I was in the middle of typing something. Edwin, let's say you're saying it feels hard to write Rust without the inlay hints turned on. Yeah, I have those on a keybind. I find that it clutters, and usually when I'm streaming, I'll bump the font up, so I turn it off. I used to stream with it on all the time. Just grown fond of not having it. I've gotten comfortable enough that I don't need to see it all the time. All right, sync manager. What were we going to do here? Assert DB stream task. Assert DB stream. What is these? What was I thinking? Assert DB stream task. This would have been called from. Oh, this was a tool. We would assert how many DB stream tasks exist at the very end when we're working towards shutdown. Okay, so that I have two contexts open. It's great. Don't save, don't care. So close this one, main, but I think I was working on this and I was thinking ahead, wondering, now that we've validated that something is identical, we should probably have some sort of graceful shutdown available. Okay. So for the moment, let's just comment that out. Oh, it is commented. There it is. I was using it in one place. Why this one? I don't know. We're going to run tests. No, I can run -p data plane. We don't want to run. We want test. Five passed, one failed. Oh, this is the one we had just been working on. Expected stream database updates event. We did not await that. Okay, I think that was 6 past. 6 past. Great. Oh, and why did I open a new terminal? It's right here. Let's wire up shutdown. Shutdown is interesting in that we spawn a number of tasks that I would like to have gracefully shut down. So if we get out of the test section, which is a decent part of this file. Oh, what is this button? I meant to hit the little collapse icon. I hit this. It just ran the tests. That's handy. Oh, I hadn't seen that. It's next to each of the tests. Wait, that's a fixture. That's not a test. What happens if I click that? If, hmm. Funny. All right. On to shutdown. All right. So I added, where is it? Close that. I added shutdown to Sync Manager. So now whatever task needs to be shut down, we clone this and have the task also poll to see if it needs to shut down. Now, it's not being used anywhere. I think we spawn is in stream database updates. We have a task that sometimes gets spawned. So basically, we'll either await the task or spawn the task. If we are spawning the task, interesting, we would want to await the messages and shut down. Let's see, what would that look like here? We have to get rid of our while let sum. Oh, I like that. It's such a nice little pattern here. First, let's clone shutdown. Let shutdown equals self.shutdown.clone. Really? There's no clone on that? Broadcast channel. Receiver. Subscribe. So we have to call sender subscribe. Received values. Okay, so the returned receiver will receive values sent after the call to subscribe. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. So we have to pass the subscriber in, or sorry, the sender. The sender does implement clones. We could clone that, pass one in. What happens if you drop all of the receivers? New receiver handles are created. Okay. Okay. Seems reasonable. Subscribe returns a receiver. Great. We'll use that inside of our task here. Okay, select. How do we do this again? It's A equals B, and this could be shutdown RX. And then we do something with A, comma, then B would be, let's see, database updates message. And we would do something with that. Okay. We will loop forever. Doing this. What do we do if it's a none? So if DB update results in a none, well, first we deal with possibility of error. Interesting. Sound result unit. Wait. Oh, I'm filling out the wrong one. I was looking for this one. I flipped them and goodness. That looks like what I'm expecting. Okay. Now we need to know if it's something or not, because if this is a none, we need to return. Formatting inside of Tokyo Select is just awful. There we go. It tries. It really does. Otherwise, we return. We do not need this any longer. There we go. Now, I did want this to be first, but because I am me, I swapped them and then proceeded to kind of code on them incorrectly. But now, if we get something here, we want to bail. If for any reason this fails, if all the senders are gone, we should shut down. Sudo, how you doing? We got about another 50 minutes. Let's make the best of it. We're working on shutting this down. So we added shutdown to our loop. So now we loop, Tokyo Select. We either get a message or return. I think, if we were really performance minded, we would do this. And then before finishing, right? We do something like try next. Just tell me if there's one more I can do before coming back into the Tokyo Select. And just keep churning through ones that are available until there's a pause and then shut down. Or do it n number of times, 50, 100, whatever. Oh, so Suda, you're researching ZFS RAID options. Oh, you had a hard drive failure in Home Lab. You're setting up RAID. Trying to be in a ephemeral data environment. Shooting for regular scheduled infrastructure rebuilds. Well, that's nice. Let us know how it goes. Hope you didn't lose anything you can't recover. Photos are always the worst, you know. You have old photos sitting around, not in the cloud. Okay, and by doing this also gives us the ability to shut down the server from these errors, and we should be able to collect these errors. Now we spawn this into a join set. We haven't done anything with a join set yet. So, let's see, sudo. Luckily, you lost all the data you cared about during a move. Oh, ouch. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, this one was much smaller. Silver lining. Okay, what are we going to do with this join set? So for this join set, we could spawn more than just these tasks into it. The type of task that we're looking at just returns unit or the error from this module. That's not bad. Let's go look at run. Here's another loop. Okay. Something's not quite right here. Let's go into join sync manager. We have another join set. That's right. And what is this? Is it the same type of join handle? It is. Oh, these are the streams that just listen for new databases to be added. So we probably need shutdown working in here as well. Tokyo spawn. Why would we here? Let's do this self dot. What was it? Tasks? What did I call it? DB sync tasks. Oh, now our return type is incorrect. That's okay. So our goal was to have something that we could use to shut down later or collect the error messages. Okay. I don't think we need to return an abort handle here. Let's just not return anything. Toss a semicolon on that. Oh, it's not mutable. Is that going to be an issue? Hopefully not. So what does this do? In this case, we start listening for new databases. So if the server says, this is a new database, it has been created, start listening to it. That's what we do here. Would send this information into a channel, and same here. In this case, we just get the current list of databases and add them to the same channel. What about deletes? We'll figure that out later. One thing we have not done in here is started to... Oh, I had that backwards. This one is for the fixed list of databases, and this one is listening to all of the future ones. This lasts forever, and we should wire this up to the shutdown command. If no databases are being added, this await could sit there forever. So we can't operate on shutdown internally. We would have to wait on this or the other one, similar to what we just did. We will loop. Do we have? We don't. Let's mutable shutdown RX equals. So now we are shut down. We will listen to that and stream.messages.await. Okay. Okay, select this. And just as before, underscore equals. That looks pretty good. In fact, let's do one better. And we'll move this up. We will first unwrap that result. Okay. Now we've come to the point where we can have DB here. And we will fill in this code. Otherwise, we return. So we loop over the messages, unwrapping them as before, just a few more lines, sending the information that we get from the server into our channel. If the channel is closed for some reason, we shut down the server. Ooh, I don't know about that. So if the archive server shuts down, we don't want all of the clients to shut down. This is, I don't like this. In this case, it feels like we should restart this. Well, we can use a named loop and break. How does that work in Rust? So let's say we have this. Let's call it restart. Restart art. Let's name it. Is that down there somewhere? How do we name the loop in Rust? Let's go look. Labels. Loop label. Infinite loops. Okay. There we go. Ah, it has the backtick on it. So close. Hmm. What's with the big red error? It resolves to unit because it never. That's not true. It does return. Well, okay. Rust is pretty smart. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, this is cooking. I'm going to kick off an ad so that we can skip ads for, what is it, 10 minutes? Well, yes, there are other errors. Shutdown.clone. Don't know what to do with that. Are they all in the same area? I think they are. Not use a question mark operator to block. Okay. In an async block that returns unit. It does not return unit. It returns that. I would think that this is never returning it. It looks like an infinite loop. Right? We do this here, we come down into another loop, we break out to the outer loop. But in other cases, we return right here. Expected. It should be a different error. Expected unit. Why does it say that? Oh, because of that? No, we have a semicolon here. I have DB on both sides. Let's put DB on the left. We have a semicolon. So this was fine before I added this. I think it was like so. Okay. Any code following this, unreachable, fine. So this is great. Oh, there's a unexpected token, returns a future. instead of blocking the current thread. Isn't that what we want for spawn? Where f is a future. Something's off here. Oh, there is a semicolon missing. Is that it? There was a semicolon missing. Let's see if that fixes it. No. It resolves to unit. Expected. I agree. I am expecting this as well. I do not know why this is not working. All we did was add this outer loop. Maybe it's because we do not return from that loop itself. But we do have a return here, so it should be returning something. Unless it's determined that this is not possible. This tail expression is of type blah, expected unit. Okay. I agree. Oh, it's saying that this expression, the one, the outermost, this one, could be a future that resolves to that, but it resolves to unit. Have we found a compiler bug? How about here? Mismatch types. Expected unit found. Oh, so something is telling it that it's expecting the other way. How do we define a return type on this? Can we do this? No. But this is basically what I want. I want to be able to say this is that kind in order to force the error to be in the other direction. Because the Rust compiler is picking up a hint somewhere that's telling it this should be unit. And we want to give it a hint that it's not that. We could extract this out and say let foo equals blah, spawn foo, and here we could give it a type. So at the moment, it's a bool. Oh no, hold on. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So I should say it's a impl future with output. What? It gets it now. Look at this. Foo is a feature that returns what we're expecting. Interesting. So what is the issue? Expected result, blah, found unit. Okay. Ooh, box, time. So we could box it now. Okay, let's just. I'm just doing this in order to figure out the compiler error. Okay. Well, let's walk it back. How to define return type for async block. It's still too complex. Okay. Interesting. Woofrey, how you doing? ZFS is pretty complicated. Set return type. Takes that. I guess we could do that. Just going to grab that. We wanted to resolve to this type. Wait, what did we do? Output of T. T, okay. Yes. I disagree. Only be used in a block that returns. Yes. Return type inferred to be unit here. Interesting. Why? It has the possibility of an error. Okay, let's find that error. Let's see. This is kind of a warning. Let's see. Where is it? Where? It is from Rust Analyzer. It should be. See, this await returns a result. This returns a result. For response or status, we deal with context on it. The question mark operator can only be used, the try operator can only be used in an async block that returns result or option. Get it? Okay. Very interesting. Is it because of this loop? Okay, that silenced everything. It's gross. But what is going on here? Loop indefinitely, yes. Expected result found unit. So for some reason, this thinks that it's returning unit when it's not. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, am I missing a semicolon? Mismatch types expected. Found unit. Oh, this is interesting. Why do I have to worry about the return type of this? It doesn't like the break. Yeah. Expected enum result unit error. Okay, found. Do we break with a okay? We do. But so where does this value go? Documentation. All right. Break expressions. Break outer. Okay. Labeling. Continue. Like break and loop values. When associated with a loop, a break expression may be used to return a value from that loop. Interesting. Okay. Let's learn something today. Via one of the forms, break expression or break label expression, where expression is an expression whose result is returned from the loop. In the case a loop has an associated break, it is not considered diverging, and the loop must have a type compatible with each break expression. Okay, which is why it was okay. It was complaining about unit. So if our loop, if the loop was returning a value, but because we're returning to a label. Break block 1. Where does 1 go? And 2? So it's not like it's capturing a value here. Oh, unless I'm breaking from that one and returning a value from the outer block. Did I do this backwards? For example, blah, blah, blah. A break expression is normally associated with the innermost loop, but a label can be used to specify which enclosing loop is affected. Oh, so no, that's definitely my fault. I told it to break the outer loop, not break the inner loop. That's on me. Okay. So technically we don't need this. We just need to break. That will break our loop, which will then go back to the outer loop. And we can get rid of this. But that's neat that you can break and return a value from the expression. Okay. Well, that led us into learning something new about Rust. That. So much better. Look at that. Okay. So we spawn a task. We start a loop streaming the database information. And we get the list of databases. Sorry, we start listening for database changes. And by that I mean, are they being added or removed? Then we will ask for all of the databases. If the server does disconnect and we break, should we do each one of these? It does mean that there could be a possibility that we missed a database being added, and we would have to ask for the list again. What was it saying? This is a bit of a hack. We should probably no. Boo. Thank you for your opinion, Copilot. Okay. What I'm thinking about at the moment is this connection is actually shared, right? We're streaming the database mutation over the same connection. It's a gRPC connection. It's multiplexed. So if this dies, that means all of the other one dies. All of the others experience the same thing. That means we can't restart this, as a connection would still fail. It would bail here. And the task would shut down, server would shut down. Maybe we should return an error at this point. What errors do we have? Do we have like a server disconnected, something? I think it wraps up into like a tonic status error. Connection error. Here we go. Isn't this just for our, like, this is just our test code. Why is this in here? Yeah, this probably wraps up into tonic status error. It's interesting though. If the connection dies for some reason, the clients at the moment have kind of undefined behavior. I feel like we should define that. For the ones that are simply reading, I think they just continue reading. They just connect and keep going. Hmm. Okay. But that will need to be worked on. Yes, that's the one I want. Stream closure, something like that, like a connection. So, what would happen if we return that? At the moment, nothing, right? Because we're spawned. This run database stream is called from our run sync manager, and it then tries to await this. Technically, it's awaiting this over here and not this one. This one runs forever. Sync databases. So while the other one is feeding it data, it continues. I think what we want to ensure is that we clean up everything before we exit here. Because what we end up doing is just looping forever at this point. We might spit out an error or two, but then try again. We shouldn't need to checksum everything, but it's possible that I guess it is possible that a database would be out of sync. Maybe there's like a partial write happened. No. That shouldn't happen because of this. I guess that's possible for other reasons. Disk errors. Let's try not to pull this into this loop. This is expensive. It checksums a lot of data on disk. We don't want to do that over and over again. Or rather, if we don't have to while we're trying to recover. Okay. Sync run manager. We have to fix this here. Run database stream. I think it's fair for it to bail. Return some sort of error here. This is if it's a none. What does this mean? This means that the stream is shut down. That the other end has stopped sending data. Now let's just return OK here. See, I would expect that if the connection is broken for some reason, we would actually end up here with this try operator. So that would bail and not this. This would be like a graceful shutdown. The server gracefully kicked us away. We have to restart. Okay. And by doing this, by returning, we drop. Do we drop? Our, oh, we call it DX. That should be DB. Let's rename that. Okay. We drop this. That should cause the other parts of the system to shut down as well. Cause sync databases here. This is the other half of that channel. It would no longer be receiving. It would bail. And then we would come into this, which arguably is just weird at the moment. Want this? Okay, that is spawned on the DB sync tasks piece. That's fine. Let's see. We could see shutdown is interesting. Shutdown signals them all, it aborts them all, and then join next on them. I don't really want that. If we, let's see, how do we signal to them? Do we call shutdown before this? So like self.shutdown. Something similar to this, and then we await everything. Then it starts up again. All right. We'll think on it. Gotta get going. Let's raid Museum. A Museum doesn't do raids, does he? Oh, thank you, Mofuri. Can't actually raid Museum. Bum, bum. That's too bad. Let's see. Oh, Brooke is online. What? Oh, is he preparing for his chat? Yes. All right. Let's raid Brooke. The AI talk could be interesting. Oh, and he is coding in Rust. Well, serendipitous. Till next time, y'all. Bye bye.